welcome back to another episode of the What Was That podcast. I'm Jazzy.
And I'm Addi.
So Halloween just ended, and we are quickly turkey trotting along to Thanksgiving.
Oh boy, another holiday where I have to make 100 different dishes just to feed a family of 6.
When will it end? All this cooking just makes me want to eat out.
Hey, whoa, Jasmine, I don't think I'm ready for that yet.
Don't flatter yourself. I do just mean going out to eat, a nice little Chili's moment.
Yeah, I knew what you meant. I like to eat out too.
Addison. I don't know if I'm there yet.
I mean, you could always pick it up to go if you're not.
Oh, I guess you're right, yeah. I'd especially like to order to go if the restaurants are anything like these stories.
They really will have you wondering, are you dining in or taking out?
Or eating out. Vaginas.
We're talking about eating poop.
Story 1. A string of encounters in 1997. When I was a teenager, I worked at KFC. The restaurant was located next to an old motel. The building that held the KFC was originally a mom-and-pop type restaurant owned and operated by the hotel in the 70s. I always heard that the owner of the motel loved the restaurant and was heartbroken when it closed and subsequently sold to KFC franchise. It came as a shock one day to the first shift employees when they discovered the motel owner hanging from a billboard visible in the back of the KFC. I did not think that's where that sentence was going.
Nope, I didn't.
I read
either.
that.
And what's
with
crazy
too
is
much joy.
I read this story too before I put it in here, and I just forgot.
Yeah. I was like, it came as a shock. Oh my god. We were all shocked. A couple weeks later, strange things started happening in KFC. It started with the warmer doors opening and closing on their own. At night, there were only 2 employees still in the building. 1, the manager who's doing books in the back office, and 2, the employee finishing up the dishes and doing trash. No one is near the warmers, but the telltale clunk, thunk, thunk, clunk. I feel like Dr. Seuss. Of the warmer doors opening and closing could be heard many times throughout the night. At different times, different people would investigate and no one would be there. Then the biscuit trays started falling off the top of the warmers. At first, they would just fall near the warmers, but later they would be slung across the kitchen. This happened every night and was even directly witnessed by a few people. One particularly busy night after close, all the employees were sitting in the dining room taking a breather before we started to clean up. There was a promotional cup display hanging from the ceiling of the dining room. Right in front of all of us was an unseen force seeming to slap it, knocking all of the cups out of the display where they landed out of sight behind a half wall. Then a couple of us went to clean up the mess. We saw all the cups were sitting on the floor as if they were carefully placed there. This caused one employee to shout, "Fuck you, ghost!" and he began to run back towards the kitchen when a penny hit him in the back of the head at a high velocity, coming from a direction where there was no one. It was witnessed by all working that night. The final experience, I had to finish the dishes and was gathering all the large garbage cans next to the door to take them out. Sure, yeah. The back door was right next to the sink. Just as I was about to start out the door with the first can, the sink hose started relentlessly spraying me in the face. After it stopped, I regained my composure and I finished the trash and quit shortly after. The building was torn down in the early 2000s. Just thought I would share. Could you imagine just a hose just like attacking you and then you're like, well, I still got to take the trash out.
Yeah, I guess I'm going to be wet and cold. And it's like whenever, did you work in the food and beverage industry at all?
I did not. I did retail.
Everybody's one or the other.
Yes.
There were so many times where I was carrying the trash can out or the trash bag, and I would go to fling it into the dumpster, and it would bust, and all sorts of liquid and gunk and whatever the fuck would dump all over my body.
I would cry.
Yeah, so maybe they were trying to prevent that. Maybe the hose was like a preemptive spray, a preemptive rinse off. I don't know if it would do anything helpful, but maybe that's what the ghost was trying to do.
I just imagine the ghost being like, "You stink." Shit. To you.
If it was the motel owner who unalived themselves, why go to the KFC and torment the employees?
You know, I don't, because they sold it to KFC.
Oh, so, okay, so
yeah. But they were still sad about it.
Yeah, so the motel owner was like, hey, fuck you for taking my motel and my livelihood away. My wife left me, my kids hate me.
Yeah.
I have nothing else to live for, so you know what I'm going to do? And this was malicious intent. They went into this was, what is it called when, premeditated. This was a premeditated sewer slide. He did it knowing he was gonna. He looked up all the information. He said, "Okay, if I have some unfinished business, I'll come back." My unfinished business is completely bugging the shit out of the employees of this KFC until they demolish the building.
Yeah, he like completes his act, goes up to the pearly gates, and is like, "Actually,
one moment, please.
I have one more thing I need to cross off my list, and that is haunting this KFC."
Yeah.
So
once they demolish that building, you can let me back in. I'm ready. I'm ready to go. Mm-hmm. But until then, I will not stand it. The penny in the back of the head.
That's really funny.
That would be my last straw working at a fucking fast food place.
The fact that it was a penny.
Yeah.
It just makes it so funny to me.
High velocity.
High velocity. I just imagine, did you ever do that thing in like middle school where you're like,
yeah, you like try to flick it as fast as you can. Yeah.
Mm-hmm. That's what I imagine.
I imagine how I didn't do this. I was just in the car with people who did do this when I was in high school. But when you had sunroofs and somebody was like riding your ass or something and you would flick a penny up in the air and it would like catch in the wind and straight back into their car. Yeah. That's what I imagine.
I mean, yeah. That's funny. I have a KFC story that's not my story, but I always think of it when I think of KFC. Someone that I know who will be unnamed, it's not Bettina. We're not bringing up Bettina just yet. One of their first jobs was at KFC, and they also lost their virginity in the dining room of said KFC.
How do you do that?
On the table.
Yeah, but the dining room is like completely
people definitely saw.
Oh my god.
There's no way people did not see.
That's wild. Yeah. And they didn't get in trouble?
Nope. I didn't know this until years later. I was like,
that's so interesting. I don't think I couldn't do that.
No,
I couldn't. Even as a teenager.
The windows?
Even as a teenager when I was fearless, I couldn't. I think the closest thing I could do is a car and it like at night parked behind a building.
Yeah, I
allegedly
turn it off if you're related to me. Like the idea. I don't like the actual possibility of ever being.
I can understand that because I also
turn it off. Turn it off.
It's a good idea.
And a KFC is wild.
Yeah, well, it's a good idea.
What are we talking
about? Yeah. The most public place I'd ever done it, and I probably will cut this out too, is
we're done. We're done.
Yeah, sorry, Mom.
Yeah.
But anyway, this reminds me of. This reminds me of Poultrygeist.
Oh yeah.
To get back on the actual subject,
topic. Yeah.
This reminds me of the movie Poultrygeist, not Poltergeist.
Yeah.
Poultrygeist.
Is it evil chicken?
It is a movie about a fried chicken restaurant that is built on an ancient burial ground.
As they are.
They are. And all of the chickens start coming back to life. That is what it is. I will show you here you go. There is a picture for your reference.
That looks like a really good movie.
It is not. It's not. It's on the same level as Toxic Avenger, I would say. It's really, 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 really dumb. That's what it made me think of, even though it's not the same in any way, shape, or form. Still made
Haunted Haunted chicken
restaurant, same thing,
Yep,
except for
shack.
these people didn't turn into chicken zombies.
Yeah.
Or chicken jockeys.
You know, if they kept it open, they probably would have. So for the best that it got demolished.
Yeah, exactly. But still super scary job to have if you're, you know...
I would quit a lot sooner, I think.
Yeah.
I don't know. I'm a weenie.
I am too.
Like...
I feel like I've worked at some spooky places that have had some like not super scary things happen. I've had a lot of scary real people things happen.
Yeah.
To me, but not too many spooky things happen at workplace. But I have had a few.
Yeah. I think if all the spooky things were happening to other people, sure. As soon as one minor inconvenience happened to me, I'd be like, I'm out.
As soon as I get a penny chucked at my head, I'm done. As soon as I get sprayed with a water hose, count me out.
I'd be so mad.
I'd be so mad.
You gotta drive home still.
Yeah, I gotta drive home sopping wet. You're like...
You already smell like a fryer in a chicken restaurant. Now you're sopping wet.
Oh my god. That was my least favorite thing about working in food and beverage was going home and smelling like fried food. Because there's like nothing you can do to get that smell out. You wash your hair, you wash your body, you wash your clothes with every type of cleaner and degreaser and anything that you can find. Does not matter.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's awful. I am so glad to be out of it.
Yeah, yeah.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Ooh. Story 2. Recollection of my experiences in my parents' hotel restaurant. In my childhood, I lived in a home under a hotel restaurant in France. All my family is really conventional and don't do or say things which aren't good for their image. However, they always believed in supernatural things. One day, my big sister, who was approximately 7 years old, was awake at night because she needed to pee. She took a toy, who had a little light on it when you pushed it. She goes to my parents' room, but just in the corridor leading to the room, she saw a man, a miller or baker. She was frightened and the light stopped. When she pushed the button for the light, the man was not here anymore. Another night, we all heard the piano from the restaurant room playing by itself. My parents had some surveillance camera and they saw nothing. My dad tried to go there and it was empty. That was really scary because very often we were awakened by the sound of tables and chairs being dragged on the floor. Again, they didn't notice anything on camera. My dad took our dog on a leash, and when they approached the door of our home, the dog started to growl and had his hair standing up. Our dog was very calm, and I've never heard him growl before nor after that moment. When they were in the restaurant, the dog was calm and the room was empty. While we lived in this home, we heard lots of things, but never talked about this to anyone because my parents didn't want to. A year after we moved on, my aunt moved into our old house with her family and said that they had the same experiences as us. My parents tried to calm them, saying that nothing bad had ever happened to us. Above the restaurant was a hotel. The hotel is, for me, the worst part of everything in that place. One of the rooms was totally normal in appearance. Sometimes when you're in there, you can hear a baby cry. No, this is not on the streets or the neighbors because a lot of customers said to us that they had woken up by a baby. For history context, when my parents had bought the hotel, the previous owner told them that this room had been historic because a baby died in there while his family was at the restaurant for the communion of the baby. Sinister, I know. When we want to go to the luxury rooms, we need to walk in a corridor. This hallway was really oppressing. Literally everyone walked rapidly in the corridor. They were uncomfortable and preferred to have a normal room due to this corridor. They had no problem with the electricity or water in this part of the hotel. When I was young, I knew there was a thing in this corridor. The floor was creaking when nobody moved, like when someone walked on the floor because it was a rhythm and it was in my direction. Finally, there was the attic. The light was weird to me and it used to scare me a lot when I was young. Every time I needed to go to the attic when I tried to turn on the light, I heard the crack of the light and the light bulb just wouldn't respond. I thought that my parents were annoying and they needed to change the light bulb. But one day, I was really frightened like always, and the light bulb didn't respond, so I started to search what I was coming for. My sister joined me in the attic and looked at me really surprised before asking, "Why'd you not turn the light on?" Before I had time to respond, she pressed the button and the light was on. I was so scared that I quit the attic. When I was at the bottom of the attic stairs, I explained to my sister. She said to me that she had a bad sensation in the attic, but we needed to be brave and face our fear. When we came to the top of the stairs, we felt a big breeze in our face that was really cold and terrifying. The windows were closed. We looked at each other. I ran into the attic, grabbed the thing that I came for, and then never returned. The end. How nice would it be to live in an inn and a restaurant in France?
I'm like, you know what?
Take what you can get. Okay?
I know what I said last story, but I was like, nah, this would be fine, honestly.
Yeah.
Because that sounds magical.
It sounds so nice, even if it is haunted.
Like, I would just gaslight myself and be like, electrical issue.
Yeah.
Like, old historic area, electrical issue. Wild to say that sentence of like, oh yeah, this room is historic because a baby died in it.
Yeah, right? I can't stop laying like this because my back hurts so bad. But I'm just gonna, sorry, watchers and listeners, I'm dying of pain. So I'm gonna be sitting like this a lot. But yeah, that's such a weird thing to say to somebody buying your building. Mm-hmm. Hey, just so you know, a baby died in here because these parents were neglectful.
Yeah, we have to disclose
a baby, an infant. Yeah. You couldn't say like a person died in there.
Yeah,
and you have to give a reason too. Why?
Yeah, what happened?
Just say, hey, a person passed away in this room, not a baby.
Just so you know, a baby died on the day of its communion. Wild. No. Also, communion happens later. So is it baptism that they were going for? Because I'm pretty sure communion is not till like first grade.
I have no clue. I'm not Catholic, so I don't know anything.
Yep. Yeah. Because I did between the ages of 7 and 13. I did my communion when I was 7 or 8.
Yeah.
I think I was 8. Yeah.
Maybe it's different across the pond.
Perhaps.
Perhaps.
Oh no, my accent
my accent slipped out again.
You guys caught me. I'm British.
I'm British.
Sorry. I'm on one today, I'm sorry.
I'm Cockney. I'm British. You gotta really shush those E's.
Really, feed into the... I always get those, like, TikToks that are... It's, like, total rage bait. It's like, what do you think of Americans? And they're like, they're so dumb. And I'm like, you gonna ask them a question, though? They're dumb. I bet they're dumb, too.
I will say, when I do watch those, I'm like, yeah. Because it's unfortunately...
Like, to be fair, that was a dumb thing to say.
Yeah, it's unfortunate that... I mean, you have to look at who we have in office, and usually that happens because a majority of the population voted for them.
Is dumb.
So if you're going to say, you know, like a majority of something, which most people do when you ask about a huge thing, you tend to take the masses and stereotype that, you know. I was
gonna say, not all Americans...
And see, that's what the thing is, like, people are like, not all men suck. And I'm like, I'm
a lot of them do.
Yes, most of them do.
Yeah.
Sorry, I'm going to group you in.
Like, I've met them. Also, as an American, I've met other Americans. That's fair.
Yeah.
It's super fair.
Yeah. This does make me think of, to go back to the story.
Oh, yeah.
This makes me think of Hell House LLC.
Yeah.
Because it's an inn and a restaurant and things happen. Like, the piano made me think of it a lot because I think of that little ditty, the doom, 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 doom.
That'd be so ominous. You're just, like, trying to cozy up for bed and you hear no one playing the piano downstairs.
Yeah, I couldn't do it.
I would not investigate. I'd be like, okay.
We should talk to the listeners about what George has been doing lately.
We should.
Yeah.
You're gonna love this.
If you guys want to flashback an episode or two ago when we were talking about how George's actions have not been substantial anymore and he's kind of dropped off the face of the earth. Well, he heard that. He listened. He said, "Hey, I'm here." And he just has started taking things and putting them random places. So the first example that we have is my dog's food bowl cup that we use to put food into his bowl. It went missing for a hot minute. It's been gone, nowhere to be found. We've looked everywhere. Quentin found it this morning over there. Context, this is a basement. He found it in the basement.
In the basement?
Yeah, in that little storage area on top of some of the like appliances that we have over there. Just sitting on top.
That's weird.
And he was like, well, I could have left it down here when I was getting his food. And I'm like, oh, you could have.
You could have. Did you, though?
Yeah, because you've been down here quite a few times.
Yeah.
So there was that. The second instant, Jasmine and I were in the kitchen, and I dropped a pepper shaker, and the cap fell, and we watched it slide across the floor in a certain direction, and then she went to look for it, and it was gone.
Can't find it.
Can't find it. Still gone.
There's only so many places it could have gone.
It's literally a kitchen. It's a kitchen. Yeah. Where else is it going to go? It's gone.
Yeah.
So still hasn't come back. Third thing that happened was I moved my iPad with my little Apple Pencil. I was picking it up and I put it on my little vanity that I have. Apple Pencil falls off. I pick it up with my little monkey toes and put it back on. This is important. I remember picking it up and putting it back on my iPad. Then I pick my iPad back up after I finished dusting my nightstand and put it back on my nightstand. I went to do therapy an hour later, which I do on my iPad, and I picked my iPad up, Apple Pencil, nowhere to be found. Nowhere. I look everywhere. I literally am moving the nightstand. I'm looking under the bed. I'm looking underneath my vanity. I'm looking everywhere. Nowhere. I talked to my therapist about it. I said, I feel crazy. She said, that's crazy. Yeah. It actually is crazy. And then afterwards, I go and get Quentin. I tell him, hey, George took my Apple Pencil. No clue where it's at. Yeah. So I'm like, I'm about to have a meltdown. This is crazy. I feel like I'm crazy. This is actually a big thing that's gone missing. This is the third thing now. And we start pulling pillows off the bed. There it is.
Weird.
There it is. Tucked in between two pillows. Why? Who knows?
Yeah. Because if it like happened to be like dropped over there, it wouldn't have been tucked in between pillows.
No. And it's like, how would it have dropped in between those pillows? That doesn't make sense. So, yeah. Yeah. So just little things that keep happening and little things keep going missing or being moved. And so thanks for telling us that you're here, George. That's nice of you.
Yeah. I classic Ticklefoot. Please keep it at Ticklefoot.
Yes. Yeah, we're not trying to get too Badger in the rafters. Let's not try to get married as a prank. Oh my God, George is trying to like pull a corpse bride thing. So funny. Yeah. He like sticks his little finger out from somewhere in here, and I just happen to slide a ring on top.
Yep, you're like, oh, my ring holder.
Yeah.
Don't get any ideas.
He's writing it down.
That's a good one.
I've actually never seen Corpse Bride. You're right.
Speaking of weddings, I had a dream last night.
Uh-oh.
That I went to, it was Bettina got engaged and you got engaged. Okay. But it was at this place where it's kind of like a manufactured area to do proposals, and that's what everyone did. So you go to this warehouse area.
Okay.
Happened to both you and Bettina, brought in... all your family and friends were there, and then, like, Quentin and Max were like, will you marry me? There's, like, rose petals and candles and, like, a banner that drops down, but it's all by design.
Yeah.
This is where people get engaged. So cool. Watch both of you. So happy, so excited. And then I get taken to the warehouse. I was like, oh, I've been here before. And then I start to, like, notice, like, I see my dad there. I'm like, what's happening? And then I'm like, oh, God, I'm going to get proposed to. Who the fuck is going to propose to me? I was like, go through, like, everyone I dated. I was like, I'm not dating it. No. And then I'm getting whisked away by the crowd. So I never get to see who's proposing to me.
That's weird.
It's like I got, like, whisked, like, pushed out. And then I was, like, trying to, like, get back in.
Ah, interesting.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Yeah. I'm like, who was it? I don't know.
Now I'm going to speculate.
Also, another thing for everyone to speculate, when Bettina and I were in Rockport, to bring up Bettina, we were in Rockport, and Massachusetts, we got a reading done.
Yeah.
And the psychic said, she's like, the love of your life is circling you, but you're not ready for it.
Interesting.
Isn't that interesting? So yeah, another layer to add on to that dream.
Okay.
Yeah. Which I guess that dream tells me that I'm maybe still not ready for it.
Yeah. Huh.
Yeah.
Weird. Now I'm like,
what a weird dream that was.
I'm not going to be able to talk for the rest of the episode because I'm just going to be like dissecting.
If you have any thoughts as to what that dream means, please comment or email us. Let us know.
You should post on the palmistry subreddit, because if you post your palms and be like, I, 32 female.
I dreamed a dream.
Yeah. You can post it and they'll tell you what you can be like, will I have kids? When will I get married? Mm-hmm. And they'll tell you. Yeah,
because the palm reader that was at the Conjuring Last Rites.
Yeah.
I think she was just saying shit, to be honest with you.
Yeah. That's what Shannon said too. She was like, I don't understand.
She's like looking around, she's like, you have a giraffe guide and you have a fox guide. And I was like, she's like, you have a buffalo. And I was like, she's like, and you'll have multiple children. You've lived multiple lives. Most of them were as a man. And I was like, okay.
Yeah.
Cool, I'm going to go. Thank you. That was
appreciate it.
So insightful.
Yeah.
Yeah, but the other one I went to, I was like, you seem like you're onto some stuff.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, you should post on that and see what you get. Because I would be interested.
Mm-hmm. 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 Here's my hands, in case anyone needs to see it. Thank you.
Free hand pics.
Yeah. No toes.
Okay,
all right, story 3.
I'm like, I don't know what
did we talk about this?
We talked enough.
We talked about
I don't know if we talked enough about the story. Damn, that's crazy.
Wow, that is
How could you
so
complain about living in a nice little place in France? I don't really know what you're complaining about. Get over it. I'm sorry.
Yeah,
no.
Sorry. This is not a real... Just kidding. In this economy, you're lucky to have a house to live in.
That would be literally my dream. Like having an inn and a restaurant with a little ghost that wanders. Like dream. Absolute dream.
Yeah. Yeah.
In the countryside.
I would love to have a little bed and breakfast where you eat what I make for dinner.
Mm-hmm. I get to cook whatever I want, and I do it because I get paid.
Yeah.
Like, right now, I love cooking. I hate cooking for myself because I hate doing it when I get home from work and I don't know what I want to eat and I have to expend more spoons and I don't have any more spoons.
Yeah.
So I hate it right now. I love cooking on the weekends because I have time and I have energy to cook what I want to on the weekends. So if I want to make fucking duck confit on a weekend, I can.
We're gonna make some duck confit.
Yeah, but on a Tuesday night, I'm putting a fucking DiGiorno's in my oven.
Have you ever seen La Pichon? La Peach?
Yes.
La Peach.
Yeah.
That is my dream.
Yeah. You have a little garden, you source all of your ingredients from all the local farmers in your little French countryside town.
In a cute little town with your best friend and both of your husbands and one baby.
Yeah, and you guys just have a little cooking class that you teach people how to garden and make their own food.
Yeah, what a fucking dream, man.
Yeah. Oh, God. Quentin's mom yesterday was talking about how her and Brett were looking into, because he's like, his whole family's Scottish and his like grandma came from Scotland. And it made me start thinking too, because my great grandma's from Scotland, and I don't know if that's like too far removed, but apparently like they have a better chance of getting approved for a citizenship.
Worth looking into.
Yeah, and Quentin was like, okay, well, if you guys get a citizenship, does that mean that we can get citizenships because my mom is a citizen of Scotland?
It should, yeah.
Yeah, and so I was like, let us know how that goes, because if you guys move over there, we will come with you.
Yes.
Like 100%. If you guys go over there, we're on board. We will be right behind you. We'll move into the same tiny little town that you guys live in.
All the
sheep. It would be so awesome.
Yeah.
You know how fantastic it would be to live in Scotland with Quentin's mom and his stepdad, and we just have a cute little, like, quaint life together.
Yeah, you, like, go walk on your stroll and get, like, a morning, like, coffee, and you just look into the fields, and it's just beautiful.
It's just gorgeous.
Yeah.
I don't have a kid, so I can't really. I'm like, walking
Nah,
with a
fuck the
stroller.
kids.
I'm like,
Yeah,
no,
no,
I'm not.
fuck that.
I don't have that. So.
That's what dog.
Dog.
Take the dog on a walk.
Multiple dogs.
Yeah.
Because if I live in the Scottish hillside and I have a little farm, I'm gonna have a bunch of farm dogs. Yeah.
Yeah.
Tons of dogs. Mm-hmm. I have so many dogs.
I want this for you.
I'm manifesting
I really
this.
want this. Yeah.
I am manifesting that I move to the Scottish countryside. You can come with.
I was already.
We can.
I do already have a flight booked.
we can open a cute little like bookstore together.
That's also a flower shop.
That's also a coffee shop
that like serves cocktails.
Yeah, at night. So we have like a back left section that has like all the flowers and the plants, and then the back right section is like where the books are, and they're mostly smut.
Yes,
and then we have the front like center area, which is a bar, and in the morning it's coffee, and at night it turns into a bar, and then on the front right is a sitting area.
Yes, and we do craft nights.
Yes, yeah. And we do open mic nights, and we do poetry readings, and we do dance classes.
Crochet the day away. God! And you just like crochet as long as you want to. We'll play a little movie on the projector. It'll be very nice. It'll be very sensory safe.
A dream. We're manifesting this. Help us get to 2 million subscribers, and we can afford to do that.
Yeah, and then you can come to our little coffee shop, and it'll be cute.
It'll be so good, and we'll do little readings for you guys live if we
at our coffee shop.
At our
That's
coffee book,
bar.
Coffee cock book.
Come to our coffee cock.
Book cock floral. No.
I feel like you can't say
book
cock. You gotta not say cock. We gotta stick with the tail part of it.
Okay.
The cock makes it too funny.
Floor book cough tail.
Floor book cough tail.
What are you
TM.
TM. You can't take it. We own the rights to the floor book
cocktail.
Floor book cocktail.
Yeah, because I know you were thinking about stealing that from us. So.
And you can't because we trademarked it.
TM.
Suck it.
That's how TM works.
Story 3.
Story 3. Working at a haunted restaurant. So this happened about 6 years ago when I was 20 years old and I was working my first job at a restaurant. I was a dishwasher / bus boy.
Bus boy.
A dishwasher / bus boy. I'm from the 1920s.
Hey, see?
I was a dishwasher bus boy. It was Saturday night and the restaurant had closed up. On the weekends, me and another coworker would stay after to clean up the restrooms, kitchen, dining area, etc. My coworker was in the kitchen cleaning up the dishes, and instead of helping him, I decided to get a head start and start cleaning the dining area. I put up all the chairs and began to sweep. While sweeping, I was just listening to my music and sweeping, moving the tables, sweeping the rugs, things I always did. However, I started to feel uneasy, as if someone was watching me. I tried to ignore the feeling and keep working, but I just felt so uneasy. There were 2 tables across from each other at the end of the hall. One table was next to a window facing the boulevard. The other was near the restrooms, which was table 28. Once I got a clear view of table 28 was when things started to get a lot more creepy. Out of the corner of my eye, I would see a figure of a man peeking at me. Ooh, I don't like peeking. Whenever I would turn and look at the table, it seemed like the figure would quickly hide back into the booth. I don't like that. At this point, I was scared out of my mind, and I began to sweat. Just an overall feeling that I can't describe, but I decided to thug it out and continue to clean up. I guess the spirit, or whatever you would call it, didn't like that. I chose to ignore it, despite being scared as fuck, and it decided to let me know. So each table has a service button that customers can push to get the attention of the waitress. As I was getting closer to the table, I heard a familiar sound of the service bell. I immediately ran to the cashier table. As you can see which table is requesting service on a small screen where the host and hostess would stand, and sure enough, it was table 28. I decided to let my coworker know about what was going on. He was in the back still cleaning up in the kitchen with both headphones on, and he saw me go to the back and asked if I had finished. I told him what had happened, and he didn't believe me at first. He even laughed at me. Then I told him to get quiet, and he did, and we both heard the service bell going off again. We both went to see which table it was, and again, the same table. This time his face changed from laughing to fear as he saw that I was telling the truth. My coworker decided that we should just leave and tell the owner and the manager what happened. I agreed, and we decided to leave. The owner laughed and said it was fine. We ended up finishing up the next morning before we opened. Before this experience, the owner would always joke, asking if we got a visit from a ghost yet. I didn't believe him, thinking he was just messing with us. But as it turns out, before the restaurant on that property was a retirement home where several elderly people passed. So I guess the spirits of the elderly would often pay a visit. After that, things went back to normal, but by far the scariest thing that I've ever experienced, and still get chills when I share the story. Can you imagine me, Mom, being like, watch this?
And she's just like, let me get their attention. Come on, server! Server!
Table 28!
Waiter! Yeah, I can definitely see that happening. I feel like old people are definitely the worst at, being patient when it comes to waiting for service. They're always the ones that are like,
check. I want the check.
We need help. Excuse me, we need help.
Yeah.
Yesterday we went and got brunch with Quentin's mom, and there were it was a couple elderly women that came in, and first of all, super cute. I love seeing old ladies as friends. They're super cute. Mm-hmm. But they did walk in and waited at the front for approximately 30 seconds before just walking to the back and looking for somebody to seat them.
Yeah.
And I'm like,
all right.
Yeah.
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 Is this a generational thing, or are we definitely going to become that when we're older? Because I don't want to do that.
Yeah, I definitely, because they're always like, oh, this generation is so impatient, they want everything, and I'm like,
actually, based on my observations,
it seems like, while we can also be impatient also, yeah. I feel like they, yeah. I feel so brain foggy right now. I feel like I'm talking. I'm speaking Simlish in my head right now. Scuba Dob. But
yeah, I don't know. Part of me likes the idea of just a bunch of old ghosts being like.
I imagine this is a Perkins.
What's a Perkins?
You don't know what a Perkins is? Bro, it's I don't. Is there not one in
Percolate?
It's this place. It's a little
Oh.
I don't. It's
that looks like. I think I might. Where is that at?
There's one in here and in here.
Oh yeah, no, different place. But I've been to places similar to that. But yes. Where it's very mom and pop dinery.
Yes, yeah, that's what I imagine this as. They're just they pop around the corner, and then it's just a person sitting there waiting for, or a Luby's.
Yes.
You don't know what Grandy's?
Nope. But
wait, hold on, I'm gonna show you Luby's. Luby's.
I don't think I've been to a Luby's.
It's a buffet. It's for old people. Grandy's?
No.
It's another buffet for old people.
Yeah. Yeah, because those dinery type breakfast spots, at least my grandpa.
Golden Corral?
I've been to Golden Corral.
Okay, there
yeah. Both of my grandpas actually would love a spot like that where they just go and they get their coffee, they talk to the waitresses, and they're like, here's an extra tip. Go take care of your kids. I have a good one. Blah, blah, blah. Whatever. My dad has started doing that recently, too. He's like, everyone's real nice. Food's pretty good. It's okay. It's whatever. I like going. And I'm like, you're becoming an old man. It's hitting. Mm-hmm. He's like, I give him an extra tip. I know her kid's having a hard time. I'm like, That's not how my dad talks. Yeah, so just the thought of, like, watching the men in my life turn into old men who love those diners, and then seeing a diner that's, like, haunted by old people is very funny.
Yeah.
They just like it there.
I like the idea of going to a restaurant, being able to press a buzzer when I need to talk to somebody, because I hate the unknowing or not knowing when somebody's gonna, like, come up and talk to me. I need to, like, prep myself for conversation. So if I am the one who gets to decide when those conversations are had, that's so appealing for me.
Yeah.
I can just press a little button, and then I can decide I'm going to have this talk, and I'm going to order my food when I'm ready. And somebody's not going to come up while I'm mid-bite and be like, how's your food tasting? Oh, my God.
So I saw a TikTok recently, because I'm on, like, history TikTok.
Yeah.
Where they were talking about there's pubs in the UK. Some of them they're kind of closed off, and they have a little bell that you would hit for service, because all, like, the fancy lords and ladies, they would want to cut loose, but they didn't want anyone to see. But you would also need more drinks and food brought in, so they had a little service bell, like, ring, ring, ring.
Yeah.
So I wonder if they worked at a place like that.
Ooh, or there's, like,
pub.
the places in Japan, the ramen and sushi places where you go in and you sit in a private booth and you write down your order and you slide it over to something.
That sounds kind of cool.
Yeah, that's my dream, an introvert's dream. I'm like, I don't want to talk to you. I don't want to, like, face anyone right now. I just want to go in. I want to get my food and I want to leave.
Yeah. I'm extroverted until I'm not, and then I'm really not.
Yeah.
Like, please don't say anything to me.
That's why I like DoorDash so much. Because I can get my food and I don't have to talk to anybody. I don't have to go pick it up from anywhere and go inside and talk to somebody while I'm trying to get it. Story 4. Haunted restaurant experience. This experience is long and the most terrifying experience I've ever had in my entire life with the paranormal. This one happened approximately 17 years ago in a small town in Iowa/Illinois, that area. My then boyfriend and I decided to go on a quick weekend getaway there since it was driving distance from us. He booked the hotel and the events for the trip, and I was just excited to go somewhere new. The hotel was quaint and up on a large hill on the outskirts of town. My boyfriend had told me to bring a nice outfit because we were going out for a nice dinner. At the time, I was under the opinion that my boyfriend was going to propose to me on this trip, so when I heard a nice dinner, I was over the moon, getting ready, thinking this was it. Distracted by that thought, I got ready. We got in the car and just a few side roads around, and we were pulling up. The second we turned down the road, there was a barn on the right and a large house structure on the left. I got the most uneasy feeling in my gut the second I laid eyes on the property. I tried to refocus my attention on the potential proposal, but by the time we parked, I was getting more and more of a feeling of dread and despair. My boyfriend gets out of the car and comes around to let me out. I step out and feeling like ducking back into the car and asking to leave. It felt to me as if there were hundreds of eyes looking at me from the barn, and I was petrified. My boyfriend was looking at my facial expression and asked me what was wrong. Not wanting to ruin our evening with talks of my feelings of unease, I assured him nothing was wrong. We walked into the restaurant. It was obvious this was never set up to be a restaurant, but some type of household. They came to get us for our table, and we ascended the stairs into a main dining area. It was much louder than I expected, and it had some stone walls and little coves, and the second I hit the air up there, I was straight up panicked. I felt sick to my stomach and couldn't get to my seat fast enough to hurry through the night. I was unknowingly rude to the lady seating us by ignoring her question regarding water because I felt like someone across the room was staring at me. My boyfriend looked mad at me, and she had to ask me again because I was scanning the room. I apologized for my rude behavior, and she said, "It's okay, it happens here often," then walked away. My boyfriend was scowling at me now and asked me again what was going on. Suddenly, I felt like someone yelled my name across the room, and I snapped my head to that area. I swear I saw a man in the opposite corner with half of his face burned off just staring daggers at me. It scared the hell out of me, and I jumped back in my chair at the disturbing image, and my boyfriend jumped out of his seat, looking across the room, thinking someone had done something to startle me. He asked me again what was going on, and was getting angry with me, so I finally decided to tell him what I saw. A dead, burned man in the corner, and the entire place had a horrible, sick feeling like I'd never experienced before. He started laughing, but I didn't find it funny, and got upset, asking why he thought that was funny. He then tells me that he read this place was haunted and didn't want to tell me because he wanted to test my ability to sense this stuff, since I had told him about my ability to sense spirit/energy. I was livid with him, but the waiter came up just then. The waiter asked if we had ever been there before, and we said no. Then he tells us a history of the place. It was a poor farm back in the 1800s where people would go to work for a place to stay and food. Eventually, it turned into a mental asylum, and the very room we were in had people shackled to the walls, where he showed us the mounts and hooks where the shackles were. Oh, awesome. He then pointed to where the burned entity I saw and said the area was built again after a fire that killed many of the most criminally insane and severely mentally disabled that were there at the time. I couldn't believe what I was hearing, but it makes sense now. I didn't even notice that I had stopped caring about a proposal and just wanted to get out of there. So we ordered, waited in silence, and finished eating. I barely ate one thing on my plate, and paid. I was feeling better as we headed back down the stairs to the entrance, happy to be getting out of there. My boyfriend was ahead of me, stopped to push the doors, when I felt an icy cold breath on my neck, followed by me sliding across the tile, even though I was not currently in motion. My heels were sliding forwards on the tile. Someone was pushing me from behind, and I was being shoved towards the door in little bursts. Shocked, I looked behind me somehow, thinking there was an impatient person back there, but no one was there. One more huge shove from apparently nothing at all almost had me sprawling across the floor, so I caught myself from falling, and I screamed and pushed past my boyfriend to run to the car. As soon as I made it out the door, I hit this wall of terror that's hard to explain. It was the most terrifying moment I've ever experienced in the paranormal realm. All of my breath left my body. It was as if all the air was sucked out of my lungs or something. And I couldn't scream or move for a few terrifying moments and felt what most people describe as pure evil. Normally, I don't distinguish between good and evil because I don't believe in either. My boyfriend rounded in front of me after trying to catch up to his crazy girlfriend that had shoved past him out the door. He said I wouldn't tear my eyes from the barn, and my face was completely white with a horrified look on my face. Suddenly, whatever it was that took hold let go, and I ran, in high heels, through the parking lot and threw myself into the car. Once inside the car, I could catch my breath again and began to sob. I never felt so scared in my life. When my boyfriend finally caught up and got in the car, he was frantically asking what was wrong and looking out the window thinking someone was chasing me because of my frantic sprint. I begged him just to leave. After that, my boyfriend actually felt really bad that he took me there, knowing what he did, thinking he would test me. A few years later, I found an article about how the restaurant couldn't keep staff because it was so haunted. They said that everyone that worked there had witnessed something at some point. They said glasses would break just sitting in the bins, dishes would fly across the room, and that they reported being pushed and shoved. I told very few people because it's hard to explain that night, but it's burned into my memories forever. I looked again now, and it said they had moved the restaurant to a better location in 2009, and it was torn down. Honestly, I'm glad because it was not a place for the living.
How awful of an evening to think you're going to get proposed to. And then... Okay, I had to dive into the comments.
I literally just said the same thing. I literally, while I was reading this, I was like, dump him. Dump him.
Because it's one thing if, okay, your girlfriend is sensitive to the paranormal and you talk to her, hey, would you want to go here?
Yeah.
And see what you feel, what you experience?
Yeah.
But instead, she's getting all dolled up because she thinks she's going to get proposed to, and then she's being terrified by the paranormal the entire night.
And he's just laughing at her.
That's fucked up.
Also, getting mad at her because she's distracted and didn't answer a waitress.
Literally.
That's weird.
When you brought her there and she told you that she's sensitive to those things.
Yeah, and he's like, she's looking around, she's already freaked out, and he's like, what's wrong? What's wrong? What's wrong? And then obviously she's distracted.
My guy, what do you think?
Yeah, she's obviously distracted, and then you're going to give her an attitude and get mad at her because she didn't hear the waitress. That's rude. And then also to laugh at her whenever she's like, I see something, that's freaky. And he just laughs at her. And then the rest of the time,
You're like, oh, that's so crazy. I thought you would. Because
Yeah.
I knew this place was haunted.
Yeah, it's okay. They got divorced. She said that they got married and divorced. But, I mean, that's...
Shouldn't have gotten married. I'm glad you're divorced now.
Yeah, that's so crazy, though. I mean, I wonder if Ghost Adventures did, like, a episode on this place or something. Because that is, like... That's a crazy place.
The shackles and, like, the things to still be on the wall in the dining room. It's like, oh, yeah, let me enjoy my little chicken fried steak.
Yeah.
No,
well,
absolutely not.
It's like there was this restaurant that I used to go to in Waxahachie, Texas. It was called the Catfish Plantation.
Okay.
And it was an old farmhouse in Waxahachie, and a lot of people had died in the farmhouse, like by sickness, murder, stuff like that. And they made a restaurant into it, but it's a house, and it's still very, very much, it's not open anymore, I don't think. But it still very, very much looked like a house. And I loved going there because the food was awesome. It was like good comfort soul cooking.
Yeah.
And it's like, it was so good. It was so good. They had fried corn, and it was...
I feel like a haunted restaurant should serve soul food.
Yeah, it was very good. But they also, it was actually haunted. Like, we went there one time, there were like plates shaking on a cabinet.
Ooh,
like
weird.
Nothing else was shaking. They just started shaking. And I've been here a lot, and I never saw the same thing twice. So people who are like, oh, well, they could have set stuff. I never saw the same thing twice.
Yeah.
There was another time where we were eating in the main dining room area, and the lights just went out. And then they turned back on a second later.
Weird.
And the waitress was like, oh, it happens all the time. And then there was another time where I was sitting at a table, and I felt someone literally grab my leg. Like, full hand grab my leg.
Ooh.
And one of the ghosts was said to be, like, a creepy, like, man who loves girls. Mm-hmm. And I was a, like, teenager at the time.
Yeah.
So I was like, oh, what the fuck? Like, felt super... I crossed my legs, like, immediately.
Yeah.
But, yeah, that place was crazy. And same thing. Every time I went, I was like, this is weird. Like, there's just such a weird energy here.
Yeah.
The food's delicious. But the energy is, like, so... uncomfortable.
I feel like the food has to be delicious if you're going to keep operating, so people will continue coming.
Exactly.
Because if the food is mid and your place is definitely haunted, I feel like the novelty would wear off.
Yeah.
But if you've got really good food.
Yeah. Sarah and I went to this place in Dallas called the Haunted Castle. And for a long time, it only had like 3-star reviews on like one or it was like between like 1 and 3. It was really low. And we went in and we only went in and got a drink really, really fast because we just wanted to see the inside since it's like an all year themed haunted restaurant.
Cool.
So we were like, cool. We didn't want to sit down and eat. We just wanted to like run and grab a drink before a party. And so we got a drink and we like walked around the restaurant, and all the plates that were on tables, which there was like no one in there.
Yeah.
But all the plates, which who knows how long they were sitting there, because literally tables full of food. All the plates had food full on them. Like people were like eating half or like a quarter of their food and then getting up and leaving, I'm guessing.
Wild.
So yeah, we were like, okay, well, this place is not going to be open very long. Obviously the food is not good.
Yeah. Yeah.
So.
Damn.
Yeah.
I found the name of the restaurant is Fried Green Tomatoes.
Yeah.
And it's in Belvedere, Illinois.
Okay.
In case anyone's curious and wants to look more into that. Is the way to be any stories? Ooh, okay. This person is asking if anyone has any stories about it. This is on Facebook. And someone answers, Fried Green Tomatoes was an insane asylum. I asked the waiter if he had any stories. He told me someone rented the second floor of the restaurant for their wedding, so him and a bunch of others had to set up the table with these super fancy handmade centerpieces. They went downstairs when the guests arrived. When they came back up, the room was a total disaster. Tablecloths were pulled off, centerpieces were broken. some ghosts didn't want that wedding happening, clearly.
Well, also, why would you get married in a place that used to be an insane asylum?
That's a weird
vibe,
thing, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like, not to yuck somebody's yum, but I don't know. I just feel like that's a little tone deaf.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's like there's people who are very clearly suffering here.
Yeah, there were people that were probably being, like, tortured and abused in this area.
Yeah.
And you're like, you know what this would be great for?
Let's kick off our lifelong... matrimony?
Yeah.
Our lifelong bond
Marriage,
together.
whatever, yeah.
Our joy and our happiness. Let's bring it to this place where people obviously suffered.
Yeah.
It's a weird vibe.
Yeah, that's... Yeah. Weird.
Yeah.
Weird. But... I think it would be fun to go to, not to get married at.
Yeah.
Just to go to and explore. Again, if we can get 100,000 followers, guys, Jasmine and I will go to some haunted place with no other person, just us and a camera. And we will do a Ouija board and do a bunch of other stuff. But we need 100,000
100,000. Not one less. Not one more. Just kidding.
Yeah. No. Yes. Wait. Hold on.
Yeah, if we get one more, we're not doing it.
Yeah, we're not doing it. We're done.
That's actually like really scary.
Yeah.
So.
Anyway.
Yeah. When I was in Ireland, we went on a prison tour. Mm-hmm. And it was very fascinating, very historical, very interesting, very sad, very heartbreaking. Because at one point in time in that prison, it's built to house, it was like maybe 900 people. Mm-hmm. Like it built to house a couple hundred people.
Yeah.
And they had 3,000 in there. Mm-hmm. So I feel like that place is definitely haunted.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. Definitely.
And if you go in with the spirit of the British, you'd probably feel it. But yeah, listening to the stories, I was like, man, fuck the British.
Yeah.
Damn, that was so crazy. These stories really did make cooking at home seem like an ideal situation.
Yeah, that reminds me, I actually need to cook dinner after this. If we only had a way to support our food habits by, I don't know, you guys liking, commenting, sharing, subscribing, please listen to us on Spotify, Apple, Amazon, all of that. YouTube is good too, but also share the love on the other platforms, please. And you can also find us on all the social media platforms. You can go to our Reddit page and post on our Reddit page if you would like, all at _the pod. And if you would like to email us with your own story, you can send them to us at whatwasthat.thepod@gmail.com.
Well, now you do have me thinking about eating out again.
Jasmine, I told you, I really don't think I'm ready for that.
We could just go to Chili's. I know you like a triple dip her.
Whoa! Not on air. We already have people who think that we're... Wait, what was that?